Assalamu alaikum to all my Bangladeshi brothers and sisters. This is Mian Arefy. I'm the member of Democrat National Committee. I'm also member of Advisory Board to the US President. You probably all know me that what happened in Bangladesh on 28th of October 2023. From 2022 till 2023, I made so far Washington, D.C. to Bangladesh, Bangladesh to Washington, D.C., total 4 trips. And I had an opportunity to visit my own grandfather's home, which is in Ullapara Upazila, also my own hometown, which is a Pabna Shodor town. And we all know that there was a big rally call for all the opposition parties supported by the BNP on 28th. The plan we had on place that there will be huge rally in Bangladesh. Everybody will be on the road, and we will do the demonstration till Hasina resign or Hasina leave her, the position as the prime minister from Bangladesh. We had plan in place. Lieutenant General Sarwardi. There was a seminar meeting took in place in her Baridhara DOH's house, and pretty much every party get together, their head of the party or the second man, and then finally I personally sent all the messages to Tariq Jia in United Kingdom, and I sent the message to Mirza Fakhrul, also Mirza Abbas. I personally spoke to Mirza Abbas more than twice, if I remember correctly. At the very end, it was okay from the BNP Tariq Jia that we all should go and do the rally on 28th of October 2023. I was in Washington, D.C. on that time, and I flew out from the Dallas International Airport in Washington, D.C. on 24th of October, and I reached Dhaka, Bangladesh on 26th of October, 7 a.m. in the morning. Then I went to my own house in Baridhara DOHS. I still had the jet lag on that time. I was extremely tired and sleepy, of course, because of the long journey. But 28th of October, I myself, Lieutenant General Retired Sarwardi, and some other people, we went to see what happened outside. And personally, I request to General Sarwardi, I want to see the Chief Justice house because I heard in the news in the TV that his house was attacked by all the opposition party rally and they destroy his house, which is flat lie. When we got there, his house, I did not see anything that something happened in his house. I was surprised. Then from there, we decided to go to see how many people got injured in BNP office. That's the first time I've been in the BNP office, central office, I should say that, in Neapolitan. And when we got there, of course, we had to cross over the street, and I noticed that in the main level, there is a place, I think a small hospital or facility, whatever you call. It's a lot of injured young women, older men, young boys, young girl, injured. And some of them had a bad open cut, and they were bleeding. And I asked a police officer who was on duty on that time on the road, because they had the tank, they had so many police officers in the street. The fire log was burning, the road was burning, the tire was burning, I even heard the gunshot, and I was pretty scared, but we took the high risks to save innocent people's life. And then no government should not be doing this and killing the innocent people without any reason. Then they took me to the second floor, which is the BNP office. Again, first time. I never been there before. And when we got there, I see more people injured. And then someone told me that if you go to third floor, you're gonna see more people. And I asked everybody to help these people, take them to the hospital or nearest, emergency places to save their life. I saw two young kids. Their body was fully covered with the rubber bullets, and it was extremely painful. They had a high fever, and I asked somebody, "Can you guys give them some painkiller like a Napa or paracetamol, whatever you guys have?" And they need to be seen by the doctor ASAP to save their life. That was a very sad story, and that broke my heart. As a U.S. citizen, as a U.S. Democrat supporter, as a member of Democratic National Committee, as a member of advisory board to the U.S. President, we cannot see these things like that anywhere in the world. And it was out of control. And that point, news media walked in the door. They probably noticed or found out or heard from somebody that I was inside the building, and I was told by the news media to say something. Okay, it is nobody's fault. There was the advocate Bilal was there. He was I believe, on that time he was a BNP office manager. But after 28, I believe Mr. Tarek Jia fired him. He lost his job. And, he has 3 children. I don't know how he's surviving, how he's supporting his family, but it was nobody's fault. But when we get there, before I say something, I thought I may will be able to meet at least Mirja Fakhrul, Mirja Abbas, and Mr. Khosrow. None of them were there. Only person was in that office, Ishraq. That's the first time I met Ishraq. I never knew him before. I saw his picture in the video and the news media, that's it. And he was also injured. He had a bandage on his head. He had some bandage on his left knee. And he was also bleeding. I asked him, "How are you doing? Do you need to go to the hospital?" He said, "No, I'm fine. I will be fine." But anyway, make a long story short, what I said in the news media, people always put some color into it. That's a habit. It was a misleading. My title. I am not the advisor to the U.S. President Joe Biden, but I'm a member to the advisory board to the U.S. President. That's a big difference day and night. We have probably 41,000 plus board diehard Democrat supporters like me. They are all advisory member to the advisory board to the U.S. President. They are not, or we are not, direct advisor to the U.S. President. And a lot of people has a language problem. I get that part. There was a misleading, and the court, this one, took it very, very seriously. After I got home, and what I said there, a lot of strong thing came out from my mouth. I know I had scripts on my hand. I was gonna say a lot of, other things, but I just couldn't do it because my heart was broken after I see all the injured people, innocent people. And this is not the first time it happened, but I know that October 28th, 2023 rally, it was one of the big rally we have in Bangladesh. And after I got home, I saw that news was all over. And of course, I did have a family emergency because I received the phone call from USA that my sister-in-law is extremely ill. She's been sick at home, even though she's a doctor 14 plus years. Thanks Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Till today, she is alive. She's breathing. but her life is very restricted. She does live with the oxygen 24/7. And that is the main reason I was trying to leave Dhaka for Washington. But I didn't know that DB Harun and DGFI or NSI already got all my information, and they informed to the immigration police officials in Dhaka airport. And they told me, sir, you cannot leave this country. No one told me, and no word came out from anybody's mouth that you were under arrest. I was in that office for 4 hours without any food. They insult me. There's a lot of word was they used towards to me. It was very dirty and nasty. And we American, we are not used to this kind of language or this kind of behavior. But I had to take it because I had no choice. From there, I was taken to the DB office, and there was a big thing. I was threatened by DB Harun and also his member of management. They asked me a lot of different questions they're not supposed to. I said, look, you guys have to talk to me with respect. Respect for an individual. If you give me respect, it's given and taken. I will give you all the answer. I did not do anything wrong. I did not violate the Bangladesh law. I'm a US citizen because your government, I did not say Hasina, I said your government always said that this country has a democracy, this country has a freedom of speech, this country has a rule of law, this country has a human rights. If she said all these things, then whatever I said on 28th to the news media at the BNP central office, then I did not violate any law. I know they don't like Americans. They don't like Democrats. I know they don't like Joe Biden because our president, Joe Biden, he was trying to establish the freedom of speech, democracy, rule of laws, and human rights all over the world. Even Prime Minister Hasina, on her speech, she said multiple times, even in a talk show, that Joe Biden has a double standard. He's telling me that I don't have any democracy, human rights in my country, and why he's killing all the people in Gaza and Philistine. That's a different issue. I don't want to get into it. Hasina was just trying to cover herself and trying to convince the general public in Bangladesh, but that was too late. But what I said on 28th of October and 23 at BNP Central Office, no one said that kind of thing in the past. I was the first person, and I was the first spokesman, said everything about the sanctions, communicate with the State Department, communicate with the U.S. Embassy in Dhaka. I had a meeting with so many times State Department, U.S. Embassy in Dhaka in American Club. And there is some political leaders from Bangladesh. Also, General Sarwar, the one time, he was also in that meeting. We discussed everything about the Bangladesh situation, how we can fix this country, how we can establish the democracy, human rights, save innocent people life through the help from USA. Because United States, we are the superpower. We call ourselves, we are the world. We help the whole world, not only Bangladesh. We feed the whole world, not only Bangladesh. Anytime there is any kind of natural disaster, Mother Nature, whatever you call any kind of crisis, US is the only country give them money and help them and save innocent people's life without any return. That's our constitution, and that is the things we do because we have a best system in place in our country. Two things in American, we don't lie and we don't get tired. We always speak for the truth, and we can work 24/7, 7 days on, as long as we get coffee and water. Because we all are seasoned people. It doesn't matter you're a cashier, or you're a vice president for the Walmart, or you're the state senator, congressman, or US president. We are all used to have 4 seasons in this country, which is winter, fall, summer, and winter. And anytime we have any kind of emergency, US government can get help from any house, from any citizen, will come up front and save people's life. And whatever we have to do, we are ready. Prime example, when we had on Corona kicks in this country, end of 2019, all the doctors and nurses, they all came to the front, and they all were working in the front line. That's our culture. We don't hide, we speak for the truth, and that's the main reason when I visited to Bangladesh, my heart was broken that poor people cannot have a meal a day. Even the middle class people had a tough time to have 3 meals a day on the food on their plate. And in the same token, same hand, all the Army Leaguers people had so much money, and money was flying in the sky, and they're all black money. We American and innocent people in Bangladesh, I know they live check to check. Same thing we are in here in US. We live check to check. Our money is hard-earned money, and it's a white money, not a black money. Also, same thing, Bangladesh people who are honest, sincere, they also live with the white money. Okay? We know the history of the Army Leaguers. 15 plus years, they destroy everything in that country. Okay? Education is the first one that destroyed it. If you want to destroy the nation or kill the country, that's the history that you have to destroy the education department. That's the first thing she did. All the disappearance, now you guys see the Aina Hall room and everything. And what I see in my eyes, my heart was broken. And when I came back to the US, I came to the US with the broken heart. I could not enjoy my meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everything was always in front of my eyes, how people are living in Bangladesh. And I personally prayed to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please save their life, save the country, and get rid of the fascist government we had. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does listen. Finally, our time had come, and that person is gone with her whole party guns people, which you all know that she resigned August 5th, 2024. Anyway, let's go back to my history. Then I was captured from the Dhaka airport. TV, Harun, and everything, they threatened me right there. I was threatened by so many different people. One after another one was coming in and out in my room. No food, nothing. My body was shaking. We American, we always eat food on time. Our time is 6 a.m. for the breakfast, 12 p.m. is our lunch time, and 6 p.m. is our dinner time. After I asked them I'm hungry, they gave me 4 dry dates, which is in Bengali called khajur, and glass of water. That's all I had. And what do you guys seen in the video that was made up by Harun and his member of management team? I was forced to do that. I was forced to lie. I did not do the video for 6 times. I personally messed it up, and then they pulled the gun on my head, back up my head. Harun said, this is your last chance. You cannot mess it up. You have to say this. Don't believe on this video what I said. They made me to say that. And we American, we don't lie. But on that point, on that time, that situation, I had no choice. I was forced to do that. And they opened the door. They says, you are going to this room. The room, sun cannot even enter in that room. And you will be there. There will be no food, nothing, minimum 7 days. Either you said it, or you have to go to in that room and you will be tortured. But from the beginning, Harun said, we will let you go. Just tell us about Sarwardi. His target was to get Sarwardi, not me. But he lied. He said, tell me everything about Sarwardi. I will personally drive you home in Baridhara DOHS, and I'll drop you in 6 hours, which is all lie. But what I said in my video in his office, that was all made up. It did not come from my mouth. It did not come from my heart. They made me to say that. Just like when Harun picked up that 6 student leaders in his office, he did the same thing. But I heard and I noticed and I found out that a couple of students give them some kind of signal. That way, Dhabi University's people, students, they notice that this is all made up. They're not asking us to stop our rally, our protest, whatever you call. Harun is making them to say that. Otherwise, they will be in the same shoes, the shoes I was in at that time in DB office. And after that, I was taken to the Neapolitan then take it back. Same night, I was taken to the different room in the DB office as I was interviewed by 2 DGFIs. At that interview, go all the way to the 5 a.m. in the morning. I had no sleep. They did not let me go or sleep or anything. They did not even give me any food. They were so nasty and rude to me. Number one, because they hate Americans. And then in the morning, I would say around 8 o'clock, I had 1 chapati and some suji and cup of tea, and then I was taken to the Neapolitan Thana. And there I was treated by SI in that office, informed OC and I believe additional SP or ASP. That guy took me $269 out of my pocket and 10,000 Bangladesh taka. He lied to me. He says, give me the money. I'm going to take you to the criminal court. They will give you the bail 9 o'clock tonight. On your way back, I will give you the money back with all your luggages, and I will personally take you and drop you in your house through Uber. Everything was made up. And that guy, he didn't have a name badge, but either he's a SI or ASI. But one thing he told me after I asked him that he's from Sherpur, North Bengal, next to Bogura. It used to be subdivision. I guess now is Jela. I don't know that much in Bangladesh. There are how many districts and Upajala they have. Because I went to Bangladesh after 41 plus years. But within a short time for 4 trips to Bangladesh between 2022 and 2023, what I seen at what information I got out from a lot of political leaders, and due to my very, very close observations, it says this country needs change. Without change, people cannot survive. And we all know that India was behind 1,000%, not 999%, 1,000% for their own interest. And fascist government, arrogant, mass killers, Hasina was always listening to him. And when I went to my own district in Pabna, I felt that I'm in India. I'm not prejudiced or anything like this, but that kind of feelings I had. Because you don't have to smell or you don't have to see anything. You can tell what's burning and what's not burning and what's happening and what's cooking and what's not cooking. But luckily, with this student, the rally and general public support, the change just came in, and we, thanks to Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, that we got our new Bangladesh, and I'm sure with the new interim government, our country is heading the right direction. And Professor Dr. Yunus, he's a very intelligent man. With his intelligence, with his direction, his team, and Professor Yunus himself will do the extremely good job. I know they have been working so hard. They have been working their tail off to get everything done the way it should be. But just to let you guys know that it will take time, because the country, previous government messed up the country 15 plus years. We cannot just fix the country in overnight. We cannot just fix it in a day. It's going to take time. And I'm sure Professor Yunus and his team, they're going to put the right people in the right place in the right time. But it's going to take time. And a lot of things still is going on with the protest and all the other things. But whatever the student organization, they're doing it. They are doing the right things for the country. They are not doing it for their own interest, because their target is one. They want the good governors, good government, and good people, and make sure everybody has a food, and make sure everybody has a support the way it's supposed to be. Number one, we all human under one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and nobody has a right to take nobody's life. But the previous government did not care. She was worse than Hitler, and what she has done, the people of Bangladesh will remember forever. But let me go back to my story again a little bit, then I'm going to wrap it up. I was in the Polton Thana till 5:30 p.m. Very next day, which was, I believe, on 20, no, take it back, 30th of October. Then they took me to the criminal court custodio on 30th evening. I was there till 10 p.m. No food, nothing. And after that, they took me to the Kiraniganj jail. And I was there all night, no food, nothing. And the next morning, I just had a cup of tea and one chapati. I had to pay my own money out of my pocket. And they called Shebok. The guy was taking care of me. He was very nice. He's also one of the, they call Qaedi, like one of the prisoner. He helped me a lot. He bought plate, glass, spoon, and mug from the jail canteen. Here in the U.S., we call food court. And I paid the money, and then from there I was transferred to Kashimpur, high security prison number 4. And when I get there, it was also next evening, of course. And I had no food, nothing. And one of the Ashami, like prisoner, his name was Akalu. Luckily, he was in the right time, in the right place at the jail gate. He's the one took me inside, and he cleaned my room and everything. He put 2 blankets on the floor and 1 blanket then I can put on, cover my body, and 1 small pillow. That's all I had. But that prison, high security number 4, Subrata Bala, he was a jail superintendent, and he's the number 1 raw agent, Indian raw agent. He gave me such a hard time. Every week I was threatening by him. Even he told me what I supposed to say to my U.S. visitor and what I not supposed to say. I shared something to my U.S. visitor, Miss Ali. She works for the State Department, U.S. Embassy in Dhaka, Bangladesh. And 2 days later, I had a visit, they call file visit. Subrata Bala came to my room with all his member of management. Jailer was with him, and I believe all the deputy jailer. One of the female, her name is, I believe, Shilpi. She was there too. He embarrassed me in front of everybody. He threatened me. He said, if you say one more thing to your U.S. State Department visitor, I will put the dandabari on your leg. I will put the handcuff. I will take you out from this room, and I will put you the room all the drug addicts and murderer prisoner lives. I said, Subrata, you cannot do that. I'm American. My safety is the number 1 concern to the U.S. government. Certain things you cannot do it. Okay? And he gave me so much pressure every day, every week. And his face was bloody red. He was shaking. And he was extremely, extremely upset and disappointed at me. And I noticed because face is the indicator of the mind. And he's a raw agent. He doesn't like the American. He doesn't like Joe Biden. He does not like the U.S. policy. He does not like the US citizens, because Joe Biden was trying to establish the democracy and everything in Bangladesh. Bangladesh was under tremendous pressure because I did communicate, I informed everything to the US State Department day in, day out, whatever information I had, everything was truth. And that's the reason mainly he did it to me. And he was very close friend to DB Harun. Whatever Subrata was doing, that was instructed by Harun, also the Prime Minister Hasina, and also IGP prison, AIGP prison. But the one guy was very nice to me, DIG prison. He came to see me on the day of Korbani. He personally came to see me, and the way he talked to me, I was very impressed. I was very happy. He's a man of Kustia, and he was a nice guy. But I was treated very, very well by all the Kararokhi, Habildar Major. They call Ustad and they call Kararokhi Bhai, which is the jail guard. Their support and number one help was from Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, and His help I survived. The food they provided to me, it was extremely, extremely hot and spicy and limited food, and I had to buy my own food. As a US prisoner, as a foreign prisoner, there is a court law that I supposed to get a huge amount of money. I can buy my own food, or I can do a grocery shopping and I can make barbecue, steak, or whatever I want. And all the money, probably a lot of people in Bangladesh don't know that every prisoner and every employee of the prisoner, the salary and prisoner's food, all the money came from United Kingdom, because Bangladesh still does have a contact with the United Kingdom. I believe 23 or 25 more years to go. When British divided India and Pakistan, we all know that Bangladesh used to be East Pakistan. British had a contact with the, I believe, in East Pakistan. I don't know about the India and Pakistan, but I do know the East Pakistan, that they will pay all prisoners food money and also all prisoner employees salary up to 100 years. Where'd the money go? They did not give me any division. They gave me the very simple room, no extra food or anything like this. But anytime I was trying to tell something, Subratavala made it clear one day, and he was very rude and nasty to me. The jail superintendent Subratavala, he told me, this is not America, this is Bangladesh. You have to live with it. What do you see? What do you got? I'm not going to give you any more. I said, what do you give me? You didn't give me anything. I had a tough winter and I had a tough summer, but thanks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I survived, and I was released from the high security prison on August 7th. Hasina resigned and flew from Bangladesh. On 5th, I supposed to get my bail on 6th, but there was something took place in high prison number 4. There was a Qaedi Bidraho, they called in Bengali. I believe 8 to 10 prisoners got killed by the bullets, and army took over the high security prison number 4 on that time. And on day of 7th, they came and released me from my room, and they took me to the office. I was released by the army, I believe in the engineering corps, and they knew me. They called me by my name, and they are the one took me out from my cell on August 7th, 11:30 in the morning. Then I had to go and sign a lot of paperwork, a lot of questions I had to answer, a lot of papers I had to fill it out. Then I had a tough time to find my luggage because everything was disaster, because it was controlled by the military. And that's the main reason I could not say anything to any in the news media or any kind of news conference. And I got home very late that day. I took a shower. Finally, I was able to see my wife and my kids. And I was overexhausted. 9.5 months I was in the prison. And uh, my lawyer attorney really helped me out to get out from there, Mr. P.K. Rai. And he was also threatened by D.B. Harun that do not take his case. D.B. Harun also demanded to him that give me 1 koti taka and I will release from high security prison Mian Arefy. He demanded to money. But my case was in holding Prime Minister Hasina, and they also messed up my cell phone. That cell phone will cost huge money because all my memory, everything is lost. It was iPhone 13. All my family pictures, my parents passed away, their pictures, my daughter's graduation pictures when she got graduated double masters from University of Maryland. My second son when he got graduated from the U.S. Naval because he joined the U.S. Navy. He was a U.S. naval officer. Now he transferred to the U.S. Air Force. Now he's a U.S. Air Force pilot. He's a fighter, and everything is gone. And also that money was taken by ASI or SI in Noakolton Thana. Those two things was not mentioned in my case. That surprised me. We all know the history in Bangladesh. He speaks for the truth, you will get more case. In Bengali they call, mamla one after another one after another one. If you do more lie, then you will be the number one good person and you will be promoted. You will get some extra money. That's the way that country was running. But again, thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those days are gone. I'm sure that Professor Yunus and his team will make the change from the people we have in Bangladesh. And hopefully they will put the right people in the right place. That's all we need. But I just want to share with you guys that I did not lie. I did not falsify anything. And there was a news came out that I am a Bua Upadeshta to US President. No word, no single word came out from my mouth that I am advisor to the US President Joe Biden. You guys can watch my video. The one was viral. I still do have it. No word came out from my mouth unless the manager in the BNP office, Mr. Bilal, made the wrong announcement. I was not aware of it because at that point I was so worried about to how could we save all the injured people in the BNP office and bring it to everybody's attention. Because while we are in the BNP office, we are hearing the gunshot was outside. There was a gunshot all over in front of the BNP office. And one point I was not sure that we are able to get out from this office. Is our life is in safe or our life is in danger? But I was inside my heart, I was praying to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that make sure He saved all our life. And He does listen. He personally came down to the earth and He saved everybody's life on that time in the BNP central office. But again, General Sarwar, he didn't do anything wrong. Advocate Bilal did not do anything wrong. BNP Dhaka leader, Engineer Ishraq, he did not do anything wrong. Nobody did anything wrong. The story, they changed it. That's the nature of Bangladesh. The journalists, they always say something. And Harun, he was trying to be promoted as a IGP police. That's the reason he wants to do this kind of things. Then he can be in Hasina's eyes, and Prime Minister Hasina can promote him as a IGP in police. And that is true. He personally told me that. And what he said on the news media, Harun, more than multiple times, those are all lie. He told me one thing, he said the different thing to Sarwardi, and he said the different thing to news media. And after 9 days later, Harun came to my Kashimpur High Security Prison number 4 with his member of management team. And I was interviewed by Harun again, and he threatened me again, if you don't say all this thing to me and my people, I'm going to put you in my car, I'm going to take you to the DB office, and I'm going to put in that room, the room we put General Sarwadi, because now he is in room. That room does not have any window, does not have any sunlight or anything, and he will die. You want me to do that? And I told him, go ahead and do it. I'm not afraid, because we American, we're ready to die anytime to save innocent people's lives, to save any countries in crisis. And we are raised in that way, and our culture is different because we have the best system in place in the United States of America. And I'm proud to be American. I'm proud to be diehard uh, Democrat supporters. I'm proud to be member of Democrat National Committee. I'm proud to be a member of advisory board to the U.S. President. Again, I'm not an advisor to the U.S. President. I am a member of advisory board to the U.S. President. There are 41,000 plus people in America. They are member of advisory board to the U.S. President. Before I wrap this up, after I was released, 2 days later I had to go to my U.S. Embassy Dhaka. I had to make new passport because everything was lost, and I had to get permission from the Secretariat office. I believe it's called Homeland Security or something like that, Swarashtra Mantranalaya, because Harun just blocked me from every corner that I cannot leave Bangladesh, even though I had the valid US passport and I had an NVR visa, which is called no visa requirements for US citizen to get in Bangladesh. He gave me such a hard time. Even the President Hasina, so this guy is the most powerful guy, keep in the high prison and keep him in the high prison, and slowly, they had a plan to kill me with the food and everything, because I, as American citizen, we are not used to that kind of a spicy food. If I was in Dhaka jail or Kiraniganj jail, then I would have the opportunity to buy a burger or barbecue chicken or Chinese food, then I can eat it myself. But my luck was so bad. In the high security prison number 4 in Kasimpur, they don't have that ability to do that. They have a small canteen. Like I love grapes. One time I bought like 2-3 kg of grapes, and the grapes was out for good. And I asked Subrotabala one day, can I have some grapes? And the jailer told me, did you really eat grapes? He insulted me in front of the jail guard and in front of the all the member of management team they had. And they hates me from the beginning. But again, to all the Bangladeshi people, I wish you good luck and all the best. I'll be back in my own country again. If anybody has any questions, if any news media wants to do my interview, any news channel or any talk show wants to talk to me in one-on-one, through the online, I'm ready to do so. But I want to put my word out there, let everybody know that I'm very honest and trustworthy person. I did not do anything wrong. I did not lie. They just made up the whole story to make me look bad to everybody's eyes, make the U.S. government looks bad to everybody's eyes. Whoever support me or whoever was behind me also make them look bad to everybody's eyes. Again, I did not do anything wrong. Same thing with the Lieutenant General Sarwadi, Advocate Bilal or Israq. None of us did anything wrong. But we are the first spokesperson in the Bangladesh said the strong word against the Hasina government, against her regime. I mentioned about the sanctions and everything, and previously Rev was sanctioned. Right after I get into the prison in Kashimpur, retired Army General Aziz, his entire family, and two of his notorious famous brothers also get sanctions from the U.S. Department of State. You all know that. But anybody wants to talk to me, you guys can reach out to me on my Facebook, Mian Arefy, and I should be able to talk to you because people in Bangladesh need to know what I have done. I'm very sorry that I did not have time to do the news conference because my health did not permit me to do that. I was extremely ill, extremely weak, because 10 months almost, I survived with this spicy food, 2 meals a day. And being as American, and that was very tough. And I also lost 35 pounds weight. And now here I basically came to see and follow up visit with all my different doctors, my cardiologist, my gastroenterologist, my orthopedic surgeons. I already had my eye surgery. I lost basically everything. Once I get situated myself, health is number one priority. I will definitely be back to my country and I'll speak to everybody because I did not do anything wrong. You guys can dig in and find out who I am and what I did for Bangladesh and what I do here in USA. And I'm the first person who wrote a letter to the US government to withdraw the case for Mr. Tarek Jia and his wife, Dr. Jubeda. Also, I'm the first person who wrote a letter to the US government, release Madam from the jail, Khaleda Jia, and sent to USA and any foreign country for her better treatment. Also, I'm the first person wrote so many letters, so many phone calls to condemn the fascist government we had and her party, which is Hasina and all our leaders. Thank you very much for listening. I do appreciate it. Everyone in Bangladesh, please stay safe, stay healthy, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all. We'll have a better future. The country is heading the right direction. And again, Mr. Inus and his team will put the right people in the right place. Khuda Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.